welcome back to my channel. I decided today that I would do a little bit on the spiritual books that I have been reading lately, because I've been reading more spiritual books than anything lately on a various number of subjects. The first one I have here is The Lightworker's Guide to Getting Started. I prefer to call myself a lightworker, although I do have faith in God, and I wanted to read a lot more about it, so I picked this book up. I wouldn't say it was definitely a guide to getting started. I'm going to remove my glasses for a minute because I can see the light bounce. And I wouldn't say it was definitely a guide to getting started, because it's more about the different paths that people are on when they are light workers, stories of those people, like if they're a particular kind of healer. But I did still find it interesting to read, and I gave it 5 stars. I also picked up this book on crystals, Crystal Mindfulness by Judy Hall. I did not like this book. I gave it 1 star on Goodreads. It is just a general overview on mindfulness. There are no exercises in it on how to perform mindfulness, so it just fell flat for me. This is by Sue and Simon Lilly. It is in the Essential Crystals Handbook, and I enjoyed this book. I thought that it was very good at giving you general different bits about the crystals. This is about the chakras, the geology of gems, and then in the back there's like a little dictionary of different forms of crystal and their attributes. So I thought it was a pretty good guide, so I gave that 5 stars. I also picked up this book, which is by Yulia McDoran, and it's Crystals, The Modern Guide to Crystal Healing. This is a very nice book as well. It has some very lovely pictures in it. Definitely a nice coffee table style book. The other thing I liked about this book was not only did it give general attributes, but it also tells you whether a crystal is safe to be near water or not, which is not included in a lot of other books. So I found this one really good guide, and I gave it 5 stars. I also read this book, Zen for Christians. Although I'm not technically a Christian, I do believe in God, and I make him part of my spiritual practice. So I felt that this would still be relevant for me, because I'm interested in mindfulness and Zen meditation, which is what this book is mainly about. It does not go much into other Zen practice, so if that's what you're looking for, this is not the book for you. But if you are just interested in learning about Zen meditation, the breath meditation and walking meditation and such like, this is a very nice book, and I gave it 5 stars. Now, oh sorry, that was by Kim Boykin. This is a Thich Nhat Hanh's book. I'm sure I've butchered that name. It's his book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, and I really enjoyed this book. It gives you a very good overview of mindfulness. It gives you exercises to do, a number of exercises to do, and in general how he feels about mindfulness. He's quite quirky in the way that he delivers things as well, so it's quite a comforting, heartwarming read, and I would definitely recommend this one. I gave it 5 stars. Now I'm going to go on to the books that I am currently reading, and I won't say it's my TBR for the month, because I feel that it may take me more than a month to read these books, because I'm reading several books at a time, which is why I'm not giving monthly wrap-ups anymore, but I'm giving you an overview of what I'm reading instead. This is Retribution by Val McDermid. She is the author that did the TV series Wire in the Blood. This is a crime novel and in it several women are going missing, and a guy is trying to escape from prison, who is one of the murderers, not necessarily of the perpetrator of these crimes, obviously, but he is a notorious murderer. I'm finding it quite interesting. I'm not very far into it yet, and I've actually been I've had this to read for some time. I just pick it up from time to time. So that's that one. The other one I'm reading is A Magic by Rhonda Byrne. This is boring to me. It is about gratitude. To start off with, I was thinking, oh, this is really nice because it's teaching you every day to be grateful for things, but it just falls flat after a while, because when it's telling you for 28 days to write down 10 things a day that you are grateful for, I just find I'm going over and over old ground, and that's why it just got a bit dry for me. I'm quite a lot of the way through it, and I probably will finish it, but it's not one that I would be raving about you picking up, which was a bit of a disappointment to me, because I bought this book because it was recommended by somebody on YouTube as helping her with her anxiety, and I thought that it would be helpful for me, but I've not found it to be so. I'm also reading this book by Ali Reynolds called Shiver. This is about a group of snowboarders who are returning to a resort that they were at 10 years previously. They've been invited there, but they don't know by who. And while they were there last time, one of the girls went missing and she has not been found. And this is the story of what happened to her. Her name is Saskia. And I presume by the end of the book, we're going to find out whether she disappeared or whether she was murdered. It's definitely a sort of a whodunit style book, and I'm quite a way into it now, and I'm really enjoying it. I would definitely recommend this book. It is told between the present day and the past, constantly flicking between the two, so it keeps the story fresh. Yeah, so definitely one to pick up. This is another book by Thich Nhat Hanh. This is the Buddha's teaching, the heart of the Buddha's teaching, sorry. I've taken my glasses off and I've got this mirror with this ring light behind me, and I'm trying to read what it says in the mirror because I can't see clearly without my glasses, and I didn't want you all to be constantly looking at the glare from the ring light. So anyway, yeah, I'm only a little bit into this book, and I'm not Buddhist, but I do appreciate the Buddha's teachings. They're common sense, really. So I wanted to read more about them, and as I enjoyed Thich Nhat Hanh's previous book on mindfulness, I decided to pick this one up. And I actually bought this one with some money that my mum gave me for Christmas, so it's technically a Christmas present, which is very nice. And yeah, so yeah, I'm enjoying that one. And the last but not least is Every Day with Jesus, which is a daily Bible study. This one I picked up because it gives sort of small sections of the Old and the New Testament, a proverb, bit of a proverb and a bit of a psalm in it, and then there's also a little bit of commentary afterwards on what you've been reading, and I find it quite nice to read because it's in small sections. I've tried picking up just a normal everyday Bible and trying to read it, and just found that after a while I was putting it down because I was just finding it such a hard slog, because the Old Testament is quite a slog to get through. So as this is just in bite-sized chunks, I'm finding that I'm enjoying reading it a lot more, and I think that I've got more chance of finishing it. So those are the books that I've read recently, and some others that I've been reading. I can just mention a couple of other books that I have read recently. I'm just going to quickly click up my Goodreads. I listened to a recording of Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, informal talks on Zen meditation and practice. That's actually available free on YouTube, and I found that quite interesting as well. And that's by Shunryu Suzuki. I also read The Beast and the Bethany by Jack Meggitt Phillips. That is a children's novel, middle grade, I believe, and that was quite funny as well. It's about a guy who lives in a mansion, and he has this monster that lives in the attic that he has to feed things to, and he comes across a young girl, and it's just their capers and what they get up to with regarding this monster, and it's part of a series, so this is just the first book. I gave the Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind 5 stars, and I also gave this one 5 stars. And I also read The Tommyknockers by Stephen King. I gave this 1 star. Oh, it was such a hard slog. It was so boring. And then in the end, it just fell flat. And, you know, I'd love to say it's Stephen King. Yeah, you know, it should be amazing. But I'm sorry, but this book just fell totally flat for me. I just was not interested. It was a real slog to get through, and I couldn't wait to put it down once I'd finished it. And I just thought, is that it? You know, there's all this build up that takes so long for nothing really in the end. So I wouldn't bother with it if I was you. It must be the most boring book I've read in 2020. Okay, so that's it for today. I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been reading lately and what I'm reading at the moment. And I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.